able to get on the road right after that. So I would stop about 6:10 if you want to take a photo. And if Hannibal's feeling free.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a brand new episode of With the Side of Chaos. This is Patricio, aka Rocky, and as always, I'm joined by the craziest dude you will ever meet. Do not approach him if you see him at a 7-Eleven. The saltiest of white boys you'll ever meet, Aaron.
That was the weirdest intro I have ever received, and I walked in as a pink bunny last night.
I know,
in front of white people, and now I feel more uncomfortable now than I did before. Thank you.
Your last few sets that I have.
You finally watched the underwear video?
No, I haven't. There hasn't been a proper setting for me to sit down and actually watch that because, like I said, I can't watch it at home because there's a child there.
No, what you do is you watch it with the child and without the mother, and then it's questionable. And now it's interesting of a story, and then you tell me that story about how.
No, and here's the thing: I can't watch it at work because, like, what if like my boss walks in and she's like,
"Your boss knows who I am."
Yes, exactly. And like, why is Aaron going through a midlife crisis and doing it on stage? Like, that is what I'm worried about. Like, I don't want to have that conversation, bro.
Understood. Okay. No, we're committing to the bunny suit. I am now a furry. That's it. I am converting to the lifestyle.
So this is what you've been wanting to do for the longest time.
You remember what
you just wanted an excuse to enter the world of furries.
No, actually, what I really wanted to do. You remember what we were talking about before the bunny suit?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the happy medium. This is the happy medium in between Aaron going in a gimp suit to Taco Bell and you ordering me tacos in your seat.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, we didn't do that because the gimp suit was like $600. No sex act toy.
Well, we could wrap you up in trash bags and just vacuum seal you.
I think that would kill me. I believe if I sweat too much, I will die. And that sounds, I am not 18 in a wrestling match anymore. I don't want to do that.
You would bake like a brisket. You really would.
Four Rivers would call me a special delight that evening.
I don't think they'd be the only ones.
Right?
Delight. Oh my god.
Oh shit! But no, dude, I think you and I, we're gonna have fun on this episode because when we sat down with the gentleman who we're about to bring in just a few seconds, every time I've seen this dude. Always a hoot, always a great comic when he's up on stage, whether it's the open mic or he's on the list. We have entertainment coming from this man's mouth. But you and I, Aaron, when we did our little open mic night where we went out to, where was it? Harry Buffalo?
It was Bull and Bush. I bet Ross McCoy is flipping his shit right now.
we were at Bull and Bush, and I ran into this gentleman, and we just started talking. I'm like, dude, why the fuck? Why haven't you been on the show? And I remembered that you actually have been. He was on the show a few years ago when we were doing the campaign episode, the Get Out and Vote episode.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
that was like 2019, wasn't it?
2019.
Oh man,
it was pre-COVID.
It had to be because, although isn't it kind of ironic how that all worked out though?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we did like a 4-hour election show and everybody was at home. We were like the pioneers of how COVID would play out for the rest of the we were ahead of the curve.
We were ahead of the curve.
Foreshadowing.
And
Foreshadowing the future. We're the Simpsons.
I think we swung the election because the guy that we were like secretly aiming for won.
Yeah. Poor Donald.
I know. Damn, I got him. Is it sad to say that I actually miss Donald Trump?
I miss Donald Trump too.
Because he was
Even through all of his fucking aristocrat nonsense, I can't. A squirrel just looked at me through the window and disappeared. I'm sorry. I am completely off my game. It was awesome. It was right on the left-hand side of our guest shirt, who we're going to bring in right now. Hannibal Callens, everybody.
How you doing, Hannibal?
I'm good, man. Oh, it's good to be out here with you guys.
Dude,
I just realized something. If we had already had the video on you, you would have seen the squirrel.
Oh, you're right.
Failure.
hey, I
Dang it.
fucked up.
Failure.
Can
No,
we-
you couldn't have known.
Can we point out that the squirrel showed up right as you were criticizing the aristocrat class?
No,
Is
right?
that not suspicious? to anyone else? So yeah, man, Trump and his aristocrat. That was
No, it's
not
that
a
episode
squirrel.
of Rick and Morty where like the squirrels
Yes.
control the world.
Yes.
I
love
keep
that.
saying that birds aren't surveillance. Maybe it's squirrels I should be worried about.
Oh,
Man,
dude.
but I feel like birds would be easier to fly for the government drones, and
of
squirrels just
of
they
course.
look really fast.
What if
Be machines.
What if the squirrels and birds are actually working together? Like they're the ones who actually they're the 1%. They're the ones who are running the world.
It's not. It's not even that. It's the funguses that have infested the brains of the squirrels and birds.
So this goes down to,
Oh.
So
the
we are-
molecular level.
This
doesn't go to
is
the
a
top.
fungi
It goes down to
among
the
us
bottom.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna
This
start
goes
from
down
the
to the
bottom,
bottom. Right.
and then we're gonna be there.
Just like Drake.
Oh man.
But no, once again, we in studio we have Hannibal, and I am so happy that you're here, dude. Because every time that like you and I have had a conversation, you've always been so genuine, so down to earth. And the night that we sat down at Bull and Bush, I'm talking to you as I'm spelling your name because your name said studio on the.
I was like, I really love his studio. It's my favorite name for any guest.
Yeah.
Studio. Let it be.
Studio.
It's studio. It's French. It's studio. You have to say it like a question. That's the thing.
But Hannibal, you've been in the comic scene here in Orlando for quite some time.
Well, okay. I've done stand-up comedy for 8 years. And then but most of that time, originally I was in I started in the indie circuit, and then I spent a long time running through the poetry circuit. So all the poetry rooms know me. The poets take real good care of me and stuff. But then after a while, I came to realize that a lot of that talent and practice transfers over, but the street cred doesn't. Like at that
Right.
point, I had done comedy for 3, maybe 4 years when I first went to the other bar.
Mhm.
And all
Welcome.
that street cred meant nothing because no one knew me.
Yeah.
I even auditioned to be a host for Bonkers, and all the people that decide, they were confused because they were like, how have we never heard of you before if you've done comedy for 5 years, right? So we're just going to casually let this man do that.
Oh no! Flick the cable because we got a buzz.
Yeah, we got a buzz.
There we go.
Eh.
Perfect. No,
Oh, no, I got a buzz again. Come on.
Damn it.
Just soft hands. There we go. We're good.
Walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, good. I didn't feel right with him having his hands that close to my mouth. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, hey.
I am the cleanest person you've ever met. I have OCD, so you're welcome.
I
am
believe the
purified.
OCD. I believe the OCD. I do not believe that you're the cleanest person I've ever met.
No, that's true. That's true. I don't bathe like Danny DeVito in hand sanitizer. Right? I don't do that. I'm not that clean. I'm not Elon clean.
So,
Right.
so you had done the transition from the poetry scene into the comic.
The
world.
poultry
Oh
scene.
yeah. Yes.
And what was the cause for that? Because some people they'll go into the music scene or other realms. But what was the transition from the poetry scene into the comic realm?
Really what it came down to was it just took me a while to get into the comedy scene, and I didn't realize that there was an entire world of comedy outside of where I started, because my first time doing comedy was at Drunken Monkey, and this is back 2014. That's back when the guy Ross Martin, now he's in New York, He's been in New York for years, but he had started a lot of the indie comedy open mics. And what had happened was, at the time, I was just hopping around the indie circuit. Then I went to the poetry circuit. Then I went into what turned out to be like the bar circuit, which is much more connected with the showcases and the shows and the clubs. So I didn't even realize that I was spinning my wheels doing the indie circuit, because there's lots of rooms, but not a lot of growth in the indie circuit. So once I transitioned from hitting the poetry open mics to actually going to the comedy scenes, that's when it all started to really take off. Because now I'm working in the right place. Even when if you're running through the poetry scene doing comedy, you're doing good, but you're not getting the progress with other comics and go the route comics go, where you go from, you're doing open mics, then you're doing showcases, then you're hosting shows, then, you're having people offer you drugs outside of Grumpy's, as we all should be. And then, so once I think at this point, it's probably been 3 years since I started actually hitting the comedy circuit. And that's part of why I've been able to progress so fast. But I already came into the comedy circuit with years, under my belt, man. So, but I will say this, the game's been good to me, boy.
Now, the difference between the comedy realm and the poetry realm, I mean, yeah, they have their huge differences.
One, you can talk about rape comfortably. You're welcome.
Yeah. I don't know how to transition from that one.
I was talking about comedy.
Yeah. I would.
No, the funny thing is, actually, you can talk about it in both. It just depends on what you're talking about.
Context.
Context. People do poems about their experiences with that sort of stuff or whatever. But I understand what you mean.
It was meant to be a puzzling moment where everybody stopped talking and recollect themselves.
I'm glad that I got to be here on the episode that you guys got shut down on. It's an honor.
This is the cancel.
That's
episode.
it. That was the word. We just said the word, and that's the problem. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely not all the other shit, but
I was going to say,
the word.
Like, I've heard from other comics, and I've witnessed it where like the scene itself or the community may be, tough to get into or not as welcoming or helpful as other communities, whether it's the podcast community, the comic community, what have you. Which one do you feel was more welcoming? Was it the poetry or the comedy scene?
Ooh, well, that's a good question. The poetry scene is way more welcoming. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that as a comedian in the poetry space, there's not a lot of beef or vying for power. There's not a lot of like, he's taking my spot. But also the poetry community is just built off of being more supportive. That's what the whole art that they're doing is, people talking about their experiences and poetically explaining, their deep emotional stuff like that. So the poetry scene is incredibly supportive. When I started in the comedy scene, I did that wrong. I didn't mean to do that, but
on camera.
Right, I didn't mean to do that. I should have anyway.
I'm going to mark that so I know when to cut that out and make that the clip of the week.
Of course. And it's totally going to misrepresent me. What was Hannibal talking about? Anyway, when I started in the comedy scene, it's weird because I've heard people complain about the comedy scene not being very supportive, but what it really is, it's like the comedy scene has this outer shell that's rough, but once you get into it, your family, you just have to get into it. And so there's a lot of people, some of which who I won't name, but it's like who struggled to get through that part. And a lot of times it's because people are jerks. It's because people themselves are rude and mean. So then they don't get into the part of the comedy scene where it's actually super supportive and stuff like that, But which one's more supportive would definitely be the poetry scene, but I'm a comedian. I'm supposed to be in the comedy scene. So, and one thing too, because I'm a relatively clean comic, I'd rate myself maybe like PG-13, but
closing out Grumpy's with PG-13 content. I love it. Every week.
Yeah.
So you can't say or things like that.
You got to mouth the words if you're going to do it,
Right.
Well, no, I was just giving the dramatic effect. You fuck. Oh, fuck it.
And then what's happened too, that did make me sort of lose my edge a little bit. So I'm working on getting better at doing more mature jokes, just to be more honest to myself. But even then, don't get it twisted. I do what I think is funny. Like I get up on stages at resorts and make references to the Klan. Yeah. Like I know a lot of the people in the audience, were like, You know, they were at the tryouts, but still,
Right.
you know,
That was my audience last night.
yeah, right. And so what I've realized is and that's funny. I might put it like this: it's like the poetry scene is more open to you as a person. The comedy scene is more open to content. You can go up on stage and talk about much more wild stuff, and people not immediately shut down on you. It's all about the art of how you get to it and what you have to say about it. You know.
I'm sorry that my thing keeps going off on that. Let me pause that. All right, cool.
Dude.
Are you looking at the squirrel again?
No, it's your camera.
Oh.
Your camera just made a text message noise.
Oh, okay.
I got
look.
scared.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
you look,
Hey.
you look coming out great. You know, for 4K. Well, not 4K. It's 720, 780p or whatever.
I was gonna
number
say
it is.
they look like 1K, like
We're a small
1.5K.
production, man. We do our best.
No,
We
that's
do our
okay.
best.
Hey, better than me.
We're the Spirit Airlines of podcasts. we make sure it runs.
Yeah,
Oh my God, y'all heard that they're merging with Frontier?
dude, that is like a crackhead wedding right there. What? Why?
It's like it's as if Waffle House and Denny's decided to do the fusion dance. But
don't get me wrong. I freaking love me my Denny's, and Waffle House gets a bad rap because here's the thing:
the food is great,
the food is great.
and that's all it's supposed to be. It's a
Yeah.
food place.
Yeah,
you know?
no. The food is great with oh my God,
Cigarette
Waffle House.
ash.
Waffle
I
House.
love it.
But here's a little extra that you get with the Waffle House. You get a fucking story. You're coming home. You're coming there from the club. You're coming there from a late night work. You're coming there from wherever you're coming from.
You're walking into a new open mic.
You are.
I want to
into-
do a Waffle House open mic so fucking
Oh
bad.
my God,
Specifically, I want to get if I get an IHOP involved, I want to get the one right next to the prison, so all the comics don't have to go far.
Dude, I feel that's a great idea. Having a Waffle House open mic.
Well, it'd have to be IHOP because Waffle House is too out of the way for me. I think.
Okay.
So IHOP
But
near the prison seems
too
to.
out of the way for you?
Yeah,
Too
I
out
live
of the
in
way for you?
downtown. Where's the Waffle House?
Okay, but mind you, you've gone farther.
Yeah,
You were
yeah, but
just
this is
in
my
New
room, and
Smyrna
I'm going to.
Beach.
You copy and paste.
Wow.
You were just in New Smyrna Beach.
Yeah,
Get
but
the fuck out.
impromptu
What's
open
the real reason?
impromptu at a Waffle House seems like a really funny idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it off the interstate. We're just gonna bring
Ooh.
a speaker and bring 4 comedians, 10 minutes each.
Best comedian of the night gets their own Waffle House crack pipe.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we
One
got it.
hitter.
Yes.
We're gonna make it out of the fork.
2022 Waffle House comedy tour.
Yeah.
Ooh, only Waffle Houses.
Only Waffle
Dude,
Houses.
Wow.
I think we have something.
I think we need to talk to marketing of Waffle House right now. That's what the fuck I'm
Because-
thinking. Can we
dude,
copyright this material right
Dude,
here?
They let all that shit happen. Why
There's
not?
no way they're not going to let it come. You're not going to tell me a comedy show is going to be too wild for a Waffle House.
Dude, they had a punk show at Denny's. Don't believe me? It's on the internet.
That's ridiculous.
It's true.
And Waffle House thinks they better than that? You think you better than that?
No, because you cannot move the chairs in a Waffle House. In a Denny's, you can pick up the chairs and throw them. So no. So a Waffle House seems like a good place to host an open mic.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's just a bar without booze.
Well, no, I
Or
mean,
to have a political debate.
you have a bad comic at an open mic at a bar here. Okay, bad, not even that much of applause, but like you have a bad mic situation at a freaking Waffle House.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta be careful because
Yeah.
something's going off right there.
You better be
Straight up
funny, boy.
fucking murder.
You better be funny. Like,
Yeah. Who's got a shotgun at a Waffle House? That seems
Who doesn't
really
have
high tech.
Who doesn't have a shotgun at a Waffle House?
Okay, outside. Oh, never mind. I retract my statement. The more I think about this,
And dude, like,
Huddle House does exist too. Huddle House does
and
exist. Which
imagine
is,
doing your set and you're just having a good time, and then there's a car crash right outside.
no,
Well,
that's
it's
into the
night.
fucking Waffle House.
Yes.
That's into the
and
Waffle
scrambled
House.
eggs go all over the place. And you're like, oh my God, my bacon,
And then
Oh my
Bethany, the crackhead, comes out of the bathroom and goes, "What happened?"
Right.
And that's
I was
it.
gone for 2 minutes.
This is good crack.
God. She's like, I was gone for 2 minutes. It was a record. Like,
Oh, man, I'm so sorry. We kind of got off topic.
that's
but
okay.
dude,
That's okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I
That
say
was
this-
there was a lot of poetic justice there in
Oh,
that
there
little.
really- no, there really
Oh,
was. I mean, it was what a
brilliant.
comedy right there.
And the poetry scene we snap. Yeah, ooh, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I feel like I just walked into Diverse Word, and I am now a part of it.
There you
The
go.
vibe is good.
But dude, I've seen you for a while.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to a ton of open mics back in the day, and I say this to all the guests that I have on here because I'm a fan of whoever comes on the show. Because if I didn't like your comedy, if I didn't like your material, why the fuck would we have you on the show?
Why am I on the show?
God, I hate
That's
this guy.
terrible.
Anyway, let's get him on.
You're a voice, all right? I'll bring you on. That's
Oh,
fine.
I was like,
I'm kidding.
I thought Hannibal was my replacement. It makes sense.
Wait, how much does he get paid?
That's too much brownness on one podcast.
True.
I
yeah,
can't
true.
speak anything to.
At that point, TikTok will start shadow banning us.
Exactly.
All that
It's like
brownness.
the toast, cat toast. You ever see the toasted butter that always falls flat?
Yes. Yes.
And then the cat that always lands on its feet.
On
Put
its
them
feet.
together and just
Yes. Oh, one of the best commercials ever, dude.
I got 3 more days until I can be friendly again.
There you go.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking right now at this table, and
I didn't get that on.
I don't think I got
I
it
am
either.
loving the diversity because we have pretty much some good corners of the market right now.
Oh, I'm the worst white person to have.
I'm the worst white Mexican you'll ever have.
You're more white than I am.
I am more white
You
than
are.
you.
You are.
I am the most whitest Mexican you'll ever meet. But no, dude, going back to the topic at hand.
Puerto Rican shit.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
off.
last week you were Moroccan, so I don't know what you are now. You
Oh,
can't
wow.
be. He's
No,
racially
no,
ambiguous.
no,
I don't know.
like a real white person, he shifts his race to what it benefits him.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the dial. It's the dial of bringing a Big Mac.
I'm just a piece of shit changing accents. That's all.
But no, speaking of pieces of shit, dude.
Okay.
fucking-
Oh,
fucking,
nice.
Putin.
Why are you okay? All right. Well, I guess we're going to talk about
Y'all-
humanitarian efforts on
Hey,
the Hannibal
y'all-
podcast. Okay, cool.
Y'all got some nuts on you, boy.
Why is everybody so intimidated by Putin?
I'm not.
Why?
I'm not intimidated by Putin. But like, did you actually see when he did his conference, justifying why he's invading Ukraine? Like, the
Mm-mm.
dude was literally sitting like Tony Montana and telling it how it was. Like,
I want you to understand something. There are 5 people in the world who can sit like that and mean it. Vladimir Putin is one of them. You don't get. He is a totalitarian acting as a democracy. He is KGB through and through. This has been a 40-year bypass until we got back to the Cold War. Seriously, I'm not fucking around.
what's your take on the whole situation? I know we're going a little political, but like,
Man, honestly, it kind of makes me so sad because I got no idea what the deep relationships are that lead to this type of stuff. But to me, I always feel like at a certain point, there's got to be some aspect of these like beefs between countries that have got to be like, there's just got to be some squashable aspect of this beef.
Can I throw a wrench in it?
Please do.
Uranium deposits.
What'd you call me?
No. What's being disputed? Uranium deposits.
You said uranium depot? No, he said he's Puerto Rican, not Mexican. Right? Or did he do that one too? He was that one too? Okay, my bad.
I don't know. He was.
I'm the bad guy.
The only one I'm not going to buy is Belarus. I know it sounds Spanish, but it's not.
oh, shit.
But so you're saying uranium deposits?
Uranium deposits.
That's what's in Ukraine.
Ukraine has the largest export of all of the minerals to make cell phones, weapons, along with China. That's why they have such a great relationship with China and not a great relationship with Russia. And during the Cold War, when we were doing the separatist thing, Ukraine took a lot of Ukraine is actually former Russia, Soviet Union. So they feel very territorial over that piece of land, but there's a humanitarian effort. There's actually a rebellion in that part of Ukraine that is Russian led. So that is who Putin is going to assist. That's what your schmo is.
Well, here's the thing.
But he's bold.
Well, you got to see like the world is seeing it like this right now. Like, okay, Russia comes in. Okay, Ukraine, it's back with us now. What's stopping him from like, you know what?
Nothing.
Germany looks kind of cool right now. Why don't I take Germany too?
Okay. That's a really good question. If you want an answer, I'll tell you why.
Let's do it.
Ukraine is a weakened nation in comparison to the size and metric plausibility of total annihilation compared to Ukraine.
Fair.
Russia is the same dynamic and the political access of the 33.333%. Those 3 countries are China, Russia, and the United States. Those are the most gross domestic product in the entire world. Now, I understand 33.33 isn't the exact number I want, but of those three, those are the major superpowers that you need to keep in comparison. So now you have one of those superpowers who's saying that their land that they lost years ago is rightfully theirs.
They want it back.
They want it back. Ukraine, who has basically gone on to being a 40-year developed country. Think about that. 42 years of developed country since the Berlin Wall fell. You know what I mean? And all of the nonsense is over, for real. And then those 40 years go by, and then you got this totalitarian guy who was in the original regime as a spy. He wants his fucking toys. He wants his war chest back. This is a power play. This is how big men with big ambitions try to push over the other guys. This is it. And now we've got soft Biden, and China's okay with whatever's going to happen because it doesn't fuck up their economy. We're the only ones who care. We really are. But the real biggest problem is NATO. NATO won't do, the UN is soft pedaling along this issue. Like, Russia's already there. Do you understand? It's not like, oh, we're going to watch it unravel in social media. It's happening. There are lives being lost. There are military actions going on. There are Ukrainian soldiers dying right now for whatever gain that Putin tends to gain over this. And I'm sorry for getting all super educational. I studied history. It's for real. It's for real. It's not a joke. And I see all these stupid fucking posts on Facebook. Oh, World War III. Yeah. Imagine, because we're here. It's here if it doesn't get resolved.
I want to show something real quick on here. Okay, this is a video that it's from The Simpsons.
Oh,
and dude,
life imitates art.
It's fucking insane how real this is. Like, The Simpsons call shit all the time. I'm about to play this right now, and here we
Hannibal's
go.
A great guy. We just blew him off with the Russian thing. I'm sorry, but
here we go.
The Soviet Union will be pleased to offer amnesty to your wayward vassal.
The Soviet Union? I thought you guys broke up.
Yes, that's what we wanted you to think.
And this is literally going on right now. Except for
Leonard.
Must crush capitalism.
I'm sorry, I had to play that because, dude, when I found out about the invasion,
I like how they announced it like it was a gender reveal. We're going to war, guys. Going to war on Thursday.
Let's see what color the smoke is.
You want to know?
It's mustard gas.
Chemical warfare for all. Yeah. It's in pink,
dude. Okay, I don't want to poke fun, but I have to say, I gotta call it how I saw it.
Okay.
I got.
You want to try that again?
I said it how I says it.
Okay, you says it. Okay, got it.
I got woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning by my German girlfriend, my German fiance. Okay, she comes into the room.
My German girlfriend.
I was knocked out.
That totally sounds like a Lifetime movie or something.
My Fraulein.
She comes in and she's like, Russia just invaded Ukraine. Russia just invaded Ukraine. Like,
she had waffles with her. Hurry, finish your bratwurst.
And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, I'm waking up. Like, you know that feeling when you just wake up and someone woke you up purposefully to tell you something.
Your systems are starting up. Your apps are opening on the desktop. Yeah.
There's too much going on. You can't turn on the camera
right now. The screen's flicked
because still loading up right now.
It's a 2015, so it takes about 8 screen pops to DOS to pop up on your Apple. And that's questionable.
And I'm just like, wait, what? Hold on, and I go on the interwebs, and I'm seeing all the news feeds, and I'm watching. Yes, Russia just invaded Ukraine, and there are reporters talking, and then there's explosion in the background. I'm like, oh shit, this is insane. And she's like, okay, I'm going back to bed. Bye. Dude, I couldn't go back to bed for like fucking 2 hours. I was fucking hooked. You woke me up to war. How do you go back to sleep when someone says, "Hey, war"? Good night.
Hey, war! When you wake up.
Jeans. And that's my answer for that one.
Jeez.
Jeans.
Oh man, but no. Okay, look, crazy shit going
Oh
on
my
with,
God.
with a possible.
You're wrong for that because you're right for that.
I know. I've been watching a lot of documentaries.
I see.
No one's innocent.
Oh,
Not in that one.
But Hannibal, when you and I were talking at a bush, we were talking something about our TikToks because recently, you've gotten on TikTok.
Yes.
And dude, I love your content. It's one word jokes, and tell me the premise of that.
Yeah. So what I do is I have on my Instagram stories, I have people suggest words, and then I'll take the word and I'll just turn it into a joke. I've been doing that for a little while. I started because there was a joke off competition happening in December of 2021. And so I was like real nervous about it because there was money on the table and I wanted to win. So I started to practice by asking people on Instagram to give me words, and I was going live and stuff like that. So my goal was to do 30 of those in a row. And yesterday was day number 30. So I ended up going live and to celebrate and all that stuff. And I'm planning on keeping it going. I should be posting number 31 tonight, because I'm trying to just keep it going and then not actually stop, just keep moving. Nice. But yeah, that's the premise I was going for with it. I felt like it was gonna be really TikTok strong content. Hey, can you close your web browser, please?
Yeah, man. What the fuck was that?
I was trying to go to freaking Hannibal's TikTok to background.
Oh, thanks, man. Because I was gonna say, you know, it's called incognito because ain't nobody supposed to see it, right?
That's
you got it open out here.
That sounded like 3 girls of different languages all gathering up to something. That's all.
Look, man, hey, man, I ain't going
cherry on top. Cherry on top.
Oh, is that what the kids are calling it now?
No.
Okay.
No.
And back in my day, they used to call it getting tightened up.
Oh, Jesus.
Get them kegels, baby.
But yeah, dude, I'm pulling it up on the screen right now, and as I am hitting the share screen and making time so there's no dead air on the podcast.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Dude,
good job, sir.
You have a library of the one-word jokes, and now here's the thing: TikTok is entertaining. TikTok gives you the ability to reach millions and millions of people worldwide. Now, when you and I were talking,
and it's owned by the Chinese.
And it's owned by the Chinese. And this is what Hannibal and I were talking about.
So bet on TikTok. There's scroll back, guys.
Yeah, if you turn around, Hannibal, you will see the squirrel.
Squirrel in question.
Well, where is he?
Literally just left as you turned around.
I feel like we're playing a prank.
Dude. No, that squirrel is. But now I can't tell who the squirrel's working for.
I don't either.
He's working for the Russians.
Yeah.
The Ruskies.
We got to hear what they say about Ukraine.
Do they know secrets about the Ukrainian pancake? I hear it delicious, but not allowed in Russia.
No, you'll see. It's so easy to do the Russian accent. Like, everyone's gonna make fun of this. It's so easy to do a Ukrainian or a Russian accent because they're very fucking similar. So hopefully Saturday Night Live this week, it's gonna be fucking insane.
Oh my god!
I can just see the Ukrainian community coming out and speaking against Ukrainian humor. Well, I can just see it right now.
You got everyone talking against this thing right now. You have protesters on both sides, whether it's Russia or Ukraine protesting the war. I mean, this is unjust.
Made my Bitcoin go down. I have to be interested now.
Ooh, by how much?
Not much.
Damn. Oh, I did something.
You're fine. Don't worry. Just tap it.
Yeah, you're a bad girl, aren't you?
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, we got to get a new cable for that one. My apologies.
We got to get a new microphone.
But no, you and I were talking about the algorithm.
Yeah, dude.
The breakdown. Everyone claims like, oh, this is how TikTok's algorithm actually works. No one really knows.
They don't.
And I stumbled across an interview. I think it was Andrew Schultz. Is it Andrew?
Oh, okay.
Is it Andrew? I can't remember.
Andrew Schultz is the man. That he's the guy that's inspired me to do my podcast, which you can find the first 10 episodes on my YouTube. And we found a name and we got a logo, and we're going to be coming back soon. So subscribe to my YouTube if you want to be there first.
Oh, fucking hey,
nice.
Yeah,
congrats on that.
Thank you.
But no, he had mentioned.
Shouts out to John Collar Alberti. He the man. That's my partner in crime. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
He deserved that.
The China's TikTok completely different than what we have over here.
Absolutely different.
Now, mind you,
absolutely different.
The top trending videos that you see here are either a girl twerking, a stupid challenge, or a voiceover of a movie on a situation that's going on right now. And they're pushing now. What I see a lot is those 7-second videos.
Yes.
Here in the States.
Yes.
Now, in across the world, across over in China, you don't get that. You don't get that one bit, because what is China glorifying over there with their TikTok and their youth and their audience?
Yeah. So it's funny. I just watched a video. It was a clip from Joe Rogan. I'm sorry I used his name, but I just sent you a clip that's from one of his episodes where because again, we talked about it at Bull and Bush. We talked about it at Bull and Bush.
Yes,
and
we
then
did.
I saw this clip, and they said exactly what this is. So okay. This is crazy. The way that China's TikTok, and I'll say allegedly because I don't know, I'm not over there. Right. But from what I hear and from what people who study it would say is China's whole TikTok algorithm is completely different than ours. Where ours glorifies and highlights kids doing dances and funny stuff like that, over there, theirs shows kids and it bumps up kids doing science experiments, math stuff, engineering stuff. Because what it is that they want to get their kids doing that. They want their kids to be inspired to do those things. And in that clip I just showed you, that I just sent to you, they talk about how their whole algorithms even got different rules to it. Like I think out there, I think after you scroll so many times, it has a mandatory 5-second hold where it asks you, hey, do you want to get up and do something else before it'll let you keep going? Right. Because the problem with this stuff is it's got infinite scrolling. And if you can just scroll infinitely, you stay there. But it has those things to deliberately stop you and give you an opportunity to break off, get away from it. So you can realize, oh, snap, I've been on this for a minute. Yeah. There's also, and again, you'll have to see the clip just to be safe.
Don't play that yet.
Yeah, you have to see the clip just to be safe because they talk about it better. But for example, and I'll get to the point that it was interesting to me is Andrew Schultz. They talked about on their podcast. I think it was the episode they had with Tim Dillon a couple weeks ago. But they were pretty much talking about how if you wanted to control, if you wanted to defeat your enemy in the culture war, this is what you would do.
Squirrel.
Where? Oh, he up to the window too.
Yeah,
oh,
you thought I was losing my shit.
That man is listening to us AF. I hope you could have seen him in the camera. The squirrel wasn't even in the bushes. He's up he right there. Oh nah.
Yeah, he's up on our nuts.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh, the chair's in the way.
The chair's in the way. Oh, he's right there. As I was saying, because I refuse to be silenced.
Don't let the Rudskis get you.
Right. So, and trying to speed through it. Andrew Schultz and Tim Dillon, they're talking about it. Again, I believe it was an episode with Tim Dillon, but they talk about how if you wanted to defeat your enemy in the culture war, this is exactly what you do. You get his kids, right, obsessed with all that goofy stuff, all the dancing, all the whatever, all the blah, 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 while you tell your kids in your country to focus on math, focus on science, focus on engineering, and make that stuff big.
And dude, this is literally the reason why we are where we are right now. We are behind every country in this world. I mean, I know the Newsroom, the show on HBO, hit it perfectly, where we're 23rd in literacy, we're 23rd in mathematics, 25th in science. The numbers are just not where I'm not saying where they should be, but where they were at one point,
or where they could be.
Yeah.
And then to me, what I think is really interesting, and I find it's just interesting because my perspective as a Black person, especially one who I'm not an expert, but I'm passionate a lot about Black history. It's kind of this country's never actually been for me. In fact, the entire relationship that I've had with this country has always been one where I can't know everything. I have to blindly love this country because if I understood the game, I wouldn't. And so you have to keep information from people, right? What I find weird is, it's kind of crazy. How is it that we think we're number one when we're number 24, 25, 25th in so many of these things? And I don't think it's anti-American to say that or have that sentiment, but it's dude, this is dangerous because, and I think this is what happens sometimes for when you think you're the best, but you're not, the people who you don't think are a threat to you or that are the best climb up the ladder. And you think you're already the heavyweight champion of the world. And maybe you were at some point. You were the man. At some point, you were the man. But now you think you're the best, but you're not. So the people climb up, and when they get neck and neck to you, we're going to see who's really the best, because they're going to have the actual skill and talent and practice that they've had as far as fighting goes, for the analogy, right? If you think you're the man, and even if you train but you're just not pushing yourself anymore, someone's going to catch up to you and you're going to see, they actually are stronger than me.
No,
Anyway.
it's the inconvenient truth.
It's the inconvenient truth.
Not only that, if you give the names of the things that you're actually giving context to, it's even scarier. Like, you see that these, like, how dependent we are as a community, you know, being a human species, it has so many political differences that going into this conversation with the same, like, physical like the attributes that we have in front of us, like the other people who we don't consider competition or don't consider to be a threat at this point in time, are really actually already there, if not above, if not progressing to the point of looking down upon us, because that's the truth, because our arrogance has gotten our way so much,
and it's clouded our vision that we can't see.
It's even beyond that.
Yeah.
It's the fucking arrogance that we have, that it's okay.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth of it. I mean, you look at, you spoke about the algorithm of TikTok in China has a stop ratio. Do we have that in America? Is that our feature, or is it just us atomically wasting our time, wasting away, not paying attention to what's really going on?
And this is, I'm sorry.
That's why I've never joined TikTok.
I have to deliver this one because I was at the mall the other day, and there was this family, and they all had devices. They all had their tablets.
It was like a Bright House commercial.
It was
a Spectrum
It
commercial.
literally was a Bright House commercial. And they are just walking, and they are looking at their tablets, and they are scrolling. They are scrolling. They are scrolling. We get into the elevator. The mother is on her phone. The father is on his phone. The kids in their stroller, they're on their tablets, just scrolling through and scrolling through. There's no communication. This family was blind to, if I were talking shit about them right now to my fiance, they wouldn't have heard me because they were so focused on where they were at. Now, mind you build the generation right there from the fucking carriage to the point where they're going through high school, through college, to entering the workforce. They're going to be,
they are going to be incredible coders. You need to understand that everything has a place now. There are people that do spend their entire lives on these devices, now make apps to make these other people who are wasting time scrolling through this shit need to have new features, new updates. So guess what? Who are they going to get peer review from? The people who spend the most amount of time are likely going to get paid to do that, and also become future influencers.
Now, here's the thing I'll point out.
Ponzi scheme.
The funny thing is about that, it's like, oh yeah, there's going to be a place for like the kids that are just scrolling on Instagram or whatever, these stuff like that. What I find interesting is there's a difference between consuming content and consuming content like a professional. Right. And what you have is and shout out to the people that were able to do this, because when I grew up, video games was not a good way to spend your time. No. But now you've got people that have turned playing video games into a business, and they've turned playing video games, not making them, into a sport. Now, what happens is we get this mix up of an idea in my brain. I just realized we see this elsewhere too, but this kind of like, we got to be careful not to mix up the idea that just because you play video games does not mean you are Sonic Fox, who's one of the best Mortal Kombat and fighting game players of all time. Just because you play Fortnite does not mean that you're a pro Fortnite player, because the pros, oddly enough, almost as if it's a rule in the universe, they still treat it with a level of discipline that the truth is everyone walking around on their tablets and stuff aren't using it at. So really what's happening is it's like everyone's using these tablets, but such a few number of them are actually making it work for them.
Yes.
And what you're catching in the fishnet, you're catching everybody in the fishnet, and you're getting a few that escape and actually flip it and make.
It's basically like the concept of like, you have a car, but you're using it as your residence. You're using the engine to heat up your food. You're using the engine to keep you warm. but that car can do so much more. That car can take you places. That car can give you a journey, can give you so much more, but you're using only the most basics of basics for it.
Or even completely using it wrong. But the difference is when you look at like the stuff like these algorithms, which is also scary, is when you realize it works this way on purpose. It's not broken, which has us all addicted to it. It's supposed to do that. And the whole idea that entire countries have it different is on purpose so that it affects us this way and affects them that way. I want to find, I've been trying to, but okay, one thing I say, I don't know if we're going to show that clip.
I have it ready to go. Whenever
By the way, if we do show this clip, we do not own the rights to this clip. This clip is ownership of Joe Rogan and whoever's on the show.
Yeah.
So well, that's our thing, because we got to start doing that.
Yeah.
Cool.
What China's doing to kind of regulate its internet. That's really worth speaking about.
Yeah, have you been following this?
Yeah, that's what terrifies me, is that we have to become like China in order to deal with what they're doing. I feel like one step moving in that general direction is a social credit score system, and I'm terrified of that. And I think that is where vaccine passports lead to. I really do, and I think this idea that they're slowly working their way into our everyday lives in this sort of inexorable way, where you have to have some sort of paperwork or some sort of a Q code or something on your phone or QR code, that scares the shit out of me, because that's you're never going to get that back.
Right.
Once the government has that kind of power and control, they're going to be able to exercise it whenever they want with all sorts of reasons to institute it.
I can't wait to be a Florida comic outside of Florida. It's basically what that clip is.
Well, I mean, like, and they get more into it when, like, because they get into a lot of the specifics of the different like features
Joe Rogan
in the
available on Spotify.
Right. Like they get into
unknown on that.
yeet. They get into the specifics of stuff, but one thing I really want to say is, because I think I mentioned this to you guys at Bullenbush, but if the idea that your enemy being able to affect you and your family by affecting your culture sounds ridiculous and impossible, what I've come to realize is we've already seen it work in the way America and the world has treated Black people and African Americans. Now, I'm that kind of guy. I'm a conspiracy theorist to that degree, right? But like I'm nuts. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I like
salt.
Oh yeah. Me too. But it causes hypertension,
well.
which is something hypertension, high blood pressure. Anyway.
Respect. We also have the same thing.
Oh, dude, nice. Yeah. All right, let's go.
I literally have it as my name.
But anyway, if you kind of like think about it, and this is one thing I think I mentioned to you guys too. I find it funny how like conspiracy theorists are always worried about these ideas of stuff happening, like poisoning our food and water, or like
turning the frogs gay.
Right. Or stuff like
My Hero.
Right. Or stuff like getting like pulling fathers out of homes or stuff like that, or feminizing the men. Conspiracy theorists are always talking about that stuff, but like if you really pay attention, we see all that stuff worked out.
You hit
perfectly.
You hit something really, really strong right now. That I'm pulling the camera right there on all four.
Are you?
In regards to feminizing the men.
Okay.
Don't you feel that in this country right now, like the moral fabric of the whole, a man's responsibility to the home, a man's obligations, a man's duties as a man, do you feel like that's deteriorated over the past, let's say, 20 years?
To be honest, I kind of feel like it's a thing where the pendulum swinging too much in one direction or the other, right? Because what happens is, like, you got people that are like, like that say like men are bad or that men are trash or whatever. And I feel like a lot of that idea comes from the basis of what things were like, or the way people say things were like in the 50s and like 40s, 50s, 60s, where women were forced into these relationships. They couldn't leave because divorce wasn't really a popular thing back then. And you're forced to be here with this toxic person. And so because of like that and the culture that breeds from that era, and even the culture that led up to that, now the response is to like separate ourselves, or whatever, or that there's a power in being separated. But to me, what I hate is I hate that we kind of forget the fact that there's no justification for men behaving that way.
Right.
And it wasn't okay back then. So that doesn't mean that today we have to look at the way men are and then act as if like, all men are bad. And that's what I don't like. I hate when people try to say that like negative behavior like that is in men's nature or anyone's nature, because when you say that something is in someone's nature, there's not much you can do about it. That's their nature. What you going to do, right? You can't hold them accountable for behaving better because that's their nature. And I personally believe that our duty as men is to be strong, is to be
providers,
is to provide, but also we have to be careful because in a world that's capitalistic where you're judged only by what you provide, that's a sick, dangerous way to think. Because now you got a lot of men who have no value because they feel like they can't make money or whatever, and you have a lot of women who are basing men on how much money they make. But this book I listened to that I loved called The Boy Crisis talks about a lot of stuff that like we don't talk about issues men are going through because I think it's because we kind of get caught up in this idea that we believe men are an inherently oppressive people. So then we just kind of think that everything that happens to them is justified in the fact that it's like, oh, well, this is issues the 1% go through, who cares? But what happens is you got a lot of men that are not at that level. So you got a lot of middle class, underclass, lower class men that are suffering from these things and can't get help the way they need it because we just think the world is made for them.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, the point I make is it's like, they talk in that book about how a lot of men get fooled into believing the way you provide for your family is by working and being away from your family. And then what you have happen is this guy who's like later in his life, right, 40s, 50s, his kids are grown up and he doesn't understand why his kids don't connect with him because he's like, but I worked so hard to put food on the table. But what they didn't need was for you to be putting the food on the table. What they needed was you. They did need you to put food on the table. But we live in a world where in order to do that, you had to separate yourself from your family. So now it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, I make money, but my kids have no idea who I am.
Not only that, looking at that, you're looking at gender-specific roles as well. Then I mean, the same thing goes the opposite way. Women aren't supposed to be these, like how we've programmed, how our whole species from evolution has been trained to act, to be in its inherent ways. Yes, we have things that are primordial, you know what I mean, that we are born with. We need to protect what is ours, no matter what that is, whether it's family or supplies or anything like that. If we were in a caveman or if we were in the jungle, if we were anybody, you know what I mean? Or we were settlers who were building houses. We don't want the local whatever. And then the other, you see what I mean?
I see what you mean.
So we've kind of, I don't want to say mansplained or women-splained, but we've kind of fucked ourselves into believing that it has to be this way.
And I agree with you too. And I'll make this point real quick to that, because it's like, even when you look at gender roles, it's really crazy what we put those gender roles as.
Yeah.
Like, and we have to, as a species, like, get outside of that. There's absolutely no reason that men should not know how to cook. That's not a woman's thing. That's a skill everyone should know how to do.
Yeah,
There's
every chef I see is a male.
Can I throw a wrench real quick?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Can I throw a wrench real quick on that one? China does.
Now, I would, into that,
1984.
I would say this. Which is one thing we have to look at our friends and foes and look at what they do right, and then also look at our friends and foes and look at what they do wrong. So just because China has women in the home doesn't mean that they're perfect, but also,
you see where I'm going with, where I'm going with that.
And here's the thing I'll point out too, even whether you think it's wrong or not, game got to recognize game. I keep saying this as a joke because I think I'm correct, but I keep saying China has a light rail. Do they actually have a light rail, like some kind of super train?
I think so.
Yes,
right.
they do.
Okay, because I know we've tried to build one forever, but we just can't get it done. I use it as a joke, where it's like, man, come on, China has a light rail. I mean, like, they're ahead of us. But the point I make there is, game got to recognize game, and at the end of the day, we got to be like, well, they're doing something right that we're not, because of the progress they're able to make.
We as a country get in our own way, and I'm not going to keep you any longer. I would
appreciate it
to fucking continue this
I want to come back so bad. I'm so sad that I got so much to do. I want to come back so bad.
This was very fun.
Yeah, this
was really fun.
Hannibal, shout out, do your plug,
man,
whatever you want to say before you have here.
Oh man, okay. God, I wanted to be here so bad.
You know what? We'll bring you back on a panel episode. How about that?
Oh, definitely a panel.
Where you get to argue amongst your peers
Oof.
in real time.
Oh God.
Yeah, about socially complex issues that may or may not be actually.
And we bring all sides.
We bring the pain, as they say.
Okay, that does sound like fun. But anyway,
Yeah. Plug what you wanna
so
plug.
plugging myself up. You guys can find me on the best place to follow me is on Instagram. My Instagram is Hannibal_His Majesty. You can also find me. You can find your boy on YouTube, Hannibal Callens. My Facebook is Hannibal Callens, but now I'm realizing the hard way that Facebook's apparently for old people. I didn't know that, but I guess
It breaks my fucking heart.
I guess that means I'm an old people.
Well, at least you'll reach out the old people and the young people if you're doing all platforms.
True, right. And then on what's it called? And then also on YouTube. On YouTube, you can find me at you can find me on YouTube also as Hannibal Callens. I'm actually going to send you this one of the other local comedians, Charm Baxter, made this cool like promo picture for me because I do a showcase, and she started making these for the comics in the showcase. I just want to send that to you because it's got all my info on it. Mad easy to digest. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Hannibal_His Majesty. You can find me on YouTube, and I just picked up Elden Ring, so I'm gonna start doing some streaming and playing video games. I'm gonna be playing that.
Get your camera ready because we're gonna let them out. You and I are still gonna keep talking.
Got it.
I am brokenhearted.
On pause. We'll be right back for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But yeah. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. Hit me up on Instagram if you see I'm doing any shows in your area. Let me know. I'll try to see what we can do for you. Get you some tickets. I just love you guys for letting me onto your podcast and for your fans and for your community for letting me in, and I appreciate it. But yeah, y'all have a real good night. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Do you got puppies?
I say get the puppies. Get ready for the camera.
Okay.
For the photo.
Oh yeah, we're right. I'm ready. Are we doing a selfie?
Yeah, we're doing a selfie.
Okay.
Pull out the puppies.
In the time it takes for the puppies to come out and play, it's just me singing a song about puppies. Puppies, da da da, puppies. Where are the puppies? 5-second commercial. 5-second puppies. Puppies. Bye.
Are you coming? Are you coming?
Man, I'm so sad. I was gonna go far.
Just a treat. Poop. Poop. Good job, Kiki. What do you think? Is that pretty good? Swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, 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 swim. Oh, I love to swim. Are you gonna zoom, zoom? Hi! 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 Oh no, the baby. What are you doing? Go. Do you want to skip up? Puppy ice cream all the way to wood. Benji. do?
Puppuccino.
Vincent is having fun at the dog dog today, and the next door neighbor was a new with a stick in it.
No. Is my baby boy swimming? Yeah. Oh, good boy. Love you. Yeah. Good, guys. Look at you. Like you want to play. Want to say stuff?
My happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at the happy, oh, the happy dog. Oh, just.
Hi, puppy. What do you think of the outdoors? You like it? What you got? You got little booties? Good girl. Hey, don't fight them.
That is our surprise, and be prepared for lots more puppy content. This is what they do all day right now, is they either sleep or they eat.
Why is the garage light on?
Okay. Good boy. Eat it.
So messy. He has a mustache. It's just a constant.
Sophie, what you doing? Sophie.
Go get it.
And good boy. And good boy. totally cheated. Ah.
Rito, ¿qué tan cagado? ¿Tan cagado, Rito? Rito. Rito. Mira que tiene papi.
Now we get to sit each other weird and do a podcast together. How do you feel,
Hold
brother?
on, I haven't hit record yet.
Oh,
Stand by.
okay.
We're back from break.
How unprecedented! It's like, hey, wait, let me hit the button. Let me hit the button. Bow, 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 bow. How do I have low internet?
We're back from break.
We're back from break. Back from break.
Oh, dude, I had so much
Break,
fun with
break, break, break.
I had so much fun with him, man.
Yeah, Hannibal's a great dude. I absolutely love listening to that man talk.
It was fun. And dude, we got a lot of stuff coming up next week.
Yeah, on Monday late night in Daytona. If you're happening to be in the Daytona area off of the A1A at 10:30 in the evening or 10 o'clock in the evening, come by and see with the side of chaos at Turn a Nog.
Turn a Nog. That's gonna be a
Turn a Nog. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast anyways, because it's mostly gonna be the same 7 comedians, but we get to post it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So really we have like 10 million.
Yeah, it's gonna be
From the Nog.
Dude, the Nog in freaking Daytona.
Have you been there yet?
No, I haven't, but I've heard great things.
They're not great things. They're just things. They're just things. It's Eric's basement from That 70s Show. Okay. It's got a stage where Jackie did that strip scene. It is literally an Irish pub.
It's like Mr. Kite. He's like, have you seen it? It's great. They have stuff.
Exactly. They do have stuff. They have lots of stuff. I'm excited to be there because that used to be Zach Bennett's room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Zach's room. I'm really excited to be on the same stage. You know that little comedy jacket I'm always wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Zach Bennett's room.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited, dude. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Plus, go ahead, please.
No. I was gonna say, like, next week I am swamped because we got a couple things with some partners next week. I am heading out to the Space Coast because I've been invited to a launch. Not outside of property, on Kennedy Space Center property. I will be there with a friend of mine who I can't say his name and I can't say the company he works for, but he's getting us in, which is
very cool.
I've never been on property for a launch, so this is great. My fiance and I are going to go and have a great time, and then we're heading out to a judges campaign function to rub elbows with some pretty cool people over there. So
That's some swanky stuff. You're gonna clink the champagne bottles and act all fancy.
Oh, definitely. And then
definitely not a place for me until we hit New York. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point we're already having fun.
You got any shows coming up this week?
I have the most strange schedule. It keeps popping up as we go. So if you want to follow any of the silliness, just follow me at the Salty Aaron on Google. Just look up Salty Aaron on Google. You'll find the Instagram, the Twitter, all the fun stuff. And I appreciate this week. It's been what do they say? When something's gone horribly and you anticipate it that it went well, but you end up just learning from it. What do they call that? I don't know do we have an English word that represents like I know, lament. How about lamenting? I am lamenting over my failed comedy career this week. Jesus. Underwear show was the highlight of my week. And then got naked, did some comedy.
If you're going to be in the Thornton Park area this Wednesday, I am hosting Batman Trivia at Graffiti Junction.
I might come.
You might come, dude. I would love for you to be present. I almost said I would love for you to come, but I don't want to jump.
Well, we already said some select words this evening. I'm not going to say come again. You know what I mean? But please come to the show.
But yeah, I will be hosting trivia this Wednesday at Graffiti Junction.
You look mid-fart in that photo.
That was the photo that weekend where we had a little photo shoot in downtown.
Oh, yeah? You look mid-fart.
I'll put it up full screen right there. But
Please do.
I do look a little bit, mid fart right there.
Yeah, little Suge Knight bloated.
But no, the cool thing is about that night is every night that I do trivia over there, I get to give away $100 in gift certificates to the people participating, and the winners get a gift certificate for future meals at Graffiti Junction, which they have a great menu there. I love it, from their wings to their burgers to anything that you would expect at a bar.
You want to know something wild?
Better quality.
You want to know something wild, Pat?
What's up?
I ate there just like 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
It was fantastic. Like the tater tots still have the Old Bay seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still happy with that. I'm still happy that they haven't changed that, because I don't think I've eaten there in like 7 years. And I was like, yes, okay.
But the fun thing about that trivia is not only is it just it's all Batman related questions, from the movies to the comic books. The cool thing is our good buddy Jeff Kaufman from Kaufman and Lynn, personal injury attorneys here in Orlando, are hooking me up to give away tickets to the private screening of the new Batman film that's coming out this Thursday. So you want a guaranteed ticket to a sold out movie. You have a chance to sit down with a huge number of Batman fans, great people, and you won't have to pay for it, because we are hooking you up with tickets to the new Batman movie coming out this Thursday.
And you know what? In the very beginning of when this Batman movie was advertised, I can't imagine how much my opinion has changed of the guy playing the lead role in that.
Dude,
I went from being, why, you know what? I'm going to reserve my comments. Why is that guy playing Batman? And then I saw The Lighthouse, and I was like, this guy can play anything. This is our generation's Tom Cruise pre-Scientology.
Oh no, dude, that's a great statement right there. So, and then you and I are going to be at the screening.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have a great time there. If you bump into us, we'll be more than happy. Let's do some photos. Let's talk about
I'm going to buy a Batman t-shirt. I'm going to go to Target right before the show and buy a Batman t-shirt.
I get a reason to wear my Batman hoodie, and I can't wait for that. And then next Friday, we're sitting down with Melissa Winston, who is right now been nominated for Woman of the Year. I forget the category, but
gosh dang,
yeah, she's been doing a lot with her podcast. Oh my god, this is gonna kill me.
Well,
Melissa.
Well, to be fair, Melissa, it isn't your week. We're just advertising you for next week. So Pat had a little brain fart there. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm typically not here anyways, even though I'm here.
We got a great line of guests coming up over the next few weeks, and we will be the celebrity judges July 2nd at Thornton Park's Chili Cook-Off.
That's true.
Yeah,
I gotta figure out. It's a long way away, but I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna wear.
Okay.
Is it gonna be red because I'm eating? We're
gonna have merchandise by that time. I promise you
that. I'll just be wearing Salty Incorporated. It's a new clothing line I'm gonna create on Shopify later tonight. Literally could start a clothing line and build Instagram followers.
Oh, dude.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. I'll make one t-shirt. It'll be a triangle with the word chaos in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. It'll be the most basic design that you could possibly have. $42 because I believe in Kanye.
Shit. Anything else you want to say or do before we sign off, man, and go into the week?
Actually, yes. Okay, so Hannibal said he's creating an Elden Ring streaming thing, and I think that's really cool. And I would like to announce mine. It's going to be salty shit, late to the party, and I'm going to play old games. And I'm going to play old games that nobody cares about anymore, but I'm going to be hilarious the whole way through it. Like, oh, this is Norman, the NPC character. He likes butt stuff. Look at it. You know what I mean? That kind of gimmicky bullshit. But
yeah.
But I'm also going to talk about the Russian-Ukrainian crisis and Elder Scrolls Online discussions and all kinds of really unfun shit. I'm just kidding. It's all going to be hilarious, and I'm going to be baked out of my mind. I think it's called Baked Goods. What do you think?
I like it.
Or late to the party.
I like it. Oh, geez.
Is it going to have like 7 different names, or should I just make 7 different channels? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think
yeah. You want to jump on the show and talk shit to newbies in Fortnite? Nah, I don't want to play Fortnite.
Nah, fuck
No,
Fortnite.
I'd rather not. I'd rather just play my sad Dark Souls life.
Shit, but with all that being said and done, this has been a fun day.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start the weekend because I have gender reveal, I have a birthday party, I have a lot this weekend, and I'll probably bump into you one way or another.
I hope so. At the Kava bar.
But if you're not laughing, you're not living. Live every day to the fullest, but always do it.
Okay.